Hello, everyone, and welcome to Out of the Boxes Tech Tuesday. Today's webinar on what's new in Desktop 2024. We are excited that you've joined us today, and today's presenter is our own Tiffany Doherty. Tiffany is celebrating 2 years with Out of the Box this month in her role as Director of Accounting and Data Services. Tiffany enjoys working and connecting with our clients to better understand their accounting and bookkeeping needs and assist clients with monthly accounting services and QuickBooks setup and training. She's an experienced bookkeeper with expertise in payroll, reporting, and small business growth strategies. As ever, we encourage you to engage and leverage Tiffany's expertise with any questions you might have. As for me, my name is Jeanette Schwartz-Vertan. I am the Director of Marketing here at Out of the Box, and I will be your moderator for the day. Just a few housekeeping items before we dive in. This session is being recorded to give you the opportunity to really engage and ask questions. And it will be shared as a resource after the webinar, so you can revisit any key points and information you'd like to review, share it with your colleagues, and keep it for future reference. There will be time for questions as we go through the presentation. If you're hoping to dig deeper into something that we cover or need some clarification on something, feel free to chat your questions to us and we can address those as we're moving through the presentation. We've also reserved some time at the end of the hour to field questions as well. A little bit about Out of the Box, if you haven't joined us before, or maybe it's been a little while. Here at Out of the Box, our mission is to empower entrepreneurs with the QuickBooks-based financial tools, services, and insights they need to thrive. Out of the Box is the premier choice for QuickBooks accounting services, boasting over 30 years of experience and a track record of exceeding the expectations of more than 50,000 satisfied clients. Our comprehensive accounting solutions save you time and money while providing you with the financial accuracy, security, and insights necessary to grow your business. As an elite QuickBooks solution provider, we are able to offer you exclusive discounts and pricing, so please be sure to connect with us before purchasing your QuickBooks solutions. With that, I believe I've covered all of our housekeeping items, so I'm going to hand things off to Tiffany so she can get started. Tiffany, it's all yours.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I think that we would love to start out with a polling question. And we're curious, what version of Desktop are you currently using? So if you could jump in and take a response here with either A, B, or C, and we'll look at the results.
We've got about 60% of everybody having voted, so we'll give it just a couple more seconds. We're up to 78. And we'll close.
All right, well, it looks like the majority of you are using our Desktop Enterprise from Intuit, and that's exciting. We are going to start the presentation with some features that are covered in all of the versions, and then we actually have a special few items that are going to pertain to Enterprise directly. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're talking about what's new in QuickBooks 2024, and we're going to look at all the desktop versions first. So we're going to be looking at the enhanced user interface, advanced reporting, automation and AI features, improved integration, enhanced security, and improved list searching. So starting with enhanced user interface, we already know that QuickBooks uses a user-friendly interface, but it's always evolving to make our lives even easier. With QuickBooks Desktop 2024, you can expect an enhanced, more intuitive user interface, which might include improved navigation, a modernized design, and customizable dashboards to help give you quick access to the information that matters most to your business. Moving on to advanced reporting. Our accurate financial reporting is essential for businesses to make informed decisions. And QuickBooks Desktop 2024 is going to offer advanced reporting capabilities that will allow users to generate more detailed and customizable reports. This will help make our businesses gain deeper insights into the financial data. It'll make it easier to analyze the performance and plan ahead. Automation and AI features is our next bullet point. And I know artificial intelligence has probably been a topic that a lot of people have heard about this year, and they're going to be increasing that in our desktop 2024 capabilities. You're going to see more automation features allowing to streamline repetitive tasks such as data entry and or reconciliations. AI-driven insights and recommendations will also help businesses identify potential issues and opportunities in their financial data. Now let's move on to improved integration. So there are a variety of software tools that are out there to manage different aspects of your operations. And QuickBooks Desktop is going to be improving those integrations with those popular software applications that you're utilizing. It's going to make it easier to sync data between these platforms. We want to reduce that manual entry. That's the overall goal here. And in the end, these enhanced integrations will save us time and reduce errors in our financial management. 2024, we're looking at enhanced security and improved encryption. Data is protected with enhanced security using the AES 256-bit encryption. Protection is critical for the customer embedded data, such as your business financials, banking information, and credit card details. Intuit can now extend the encryption of the business data from desktop to the cloud when you're using their online backup or cloud hosting. And finally, we're looking at list feature functions that QuickBooks Desktop 2024 is going to be offering. And this is going to be within your list items search. So you have your fixed assets list. You'll be able to search within those fixed assets, your memorized transaction list, and then also your payroll items. You'll be able to use this list search feature to quickly identify the item that you're searching for. Now let's look at what is new in QuickBooks Enterprise Desktop version 2024. We're going to see customer prepayments. We're going to see improvements and updates to item categorization. And we're going to see inventory lot number reporting. Let's look at customer prepayments. We're going to be able to record and track customer prepayments and deposits on sales orders. We're going to be able to automatically apply payments when sales orders are converted to an invoice. And we'll be able to record prepayments as a liability instead of a negative in our accounts receivable. So here we can see a customer prepayment being applied against the sales order. So we're going to receive the payment like we normally would. We're selecting the customer and job that we're receiving the payment for. And we now have a box here to the right that says prepayment on a sales order. And you need to go ahead and select that. And you'll see below, it will show you the open sales orders that you can close this prepayment against. So we select our sales order for $970, and this will apply that customer prepayment and close out that sales order. So now let's look at that sales order that we received the prepayment against. When you open it up and you scroll to the bottom, you're going to see we have prepayment applied. It's giving us the balance that's owed and the total prepayment applied amount. we track that even further on our balance sheet, we'll see that the customer prepayment is recorded as a liability. Traditionally, you would see this as a negative in your accounts receivable, depending on your workflow, but they are going to have this automatically directed to the customer prepayment liability account when you receive your payments in the new workflow. QuickBooks Enterprise 2024 records it as a liability to the customer deposit. Our sales order reporting will now include two different types of reports, one to show you prepayments and one to show the outstanding accounts receivable. Your open sales order shows you prepayments that have been applied, and your customer balance summary AR aging report, open invoice report, shows the balance of your open AR. So if we look at our transactions by account, and we're searching transactions and our customer deposits on the balance sheet, we can actually customize this report and view the total by customer. Our report options here to the right show that Thompson Lighting Stores has $970 prepayment, and Baker's Professional Lighting has a $250 prepayment, giving us a total customer deposit liability of $1,220. Now that we're ready to turn the sales order into an invoice, we will see that it will automatically issue an available credit once the sales order has been converted. So now we can see how to close out that invoice with our pending credits. This is Thompson Lighting Stores. We've already converted that sales order to the invoice, and now we're going to see that there's a pending credit from that prepayment, and we're going to apply that credit and close the invoice out. So it's really helped the workflow. I think this is an exciting new feature that is available in QuickBooks Enterprise 2024. I'm excited to tell more of our clients about it. So we've got the enhancements to our item category entry. We're going to be able to use these new tools to look at multi-level categorizations, doing like bulk ad editing, deleting, and using Microsoft Excel to help us import multiple entries. So we can see that we can add and edit on our multiple list entries. We're looking at our list of inventory parts currently. There's a column for your categories, and you can now bulk edit or add to this category column. You can see here we can add new, or we can choose one of the categories that we've already created. So we can now import with categories. With our add, edit, multiple features, we're looking at adding in, and there is a column now for categories. So it'd be the same if you were wanting to use your Excel spreadsheet to paste that in. There's an option to identify the categories in the add, edit, multiple tab. Now we're viewing our item and inventory lists. And we can see there's a column to sort this or filter it by the category type. So if we wanted to look at all fixtures, we could look just at the fixture category, or we could look at, say, lighting, or maybe we have a category that's just hardware. It just adds more in-depth filtering options for your item and inventory lists. So now we are looking at our sales report option by categories. And so this is going to break down where we've assigned all of our items to the different categories. You can see we start with fixtures, there's lights, specialty bulbs. This is displaying the different categories and how we've sorted those items in a sales report. We do want to note that you can collapse the categories, but you cannot disable categories once you've activated it. So now we're running a report that shows the item stock status. And the column will show categories. So we can filter and look at the items and sort them by category. Now, we do want to note that you cannot collapse the categories here like you can on the previous sales report. QuickBooks Enterprise Solutions 2024 will also have some enhancements to their inventory reporting. And we're going to look at that specifically. It's the stock status by your lot number. So we can see here we've got an inventory stock status by item, and we do now have our category column that we can utilize for sorting. But traditionally, our inventory stock status by item did not list lot numbers. We see before we were utilizing a lot numbers in stock report, and that was the only way in QuickBooks Enterprise that you're able to see the lot numbers that were in stock. So now new in 2024, QuickBooks Enterprise will see under inventory, there's an inventory stock status by lot number report that we can run. Now we've gone ahead and ran the report for that inventory stock status by lot numbers. You can see what that looks like here. We've got column sorting it with the lot number. We've got a column giving us the quantity on hand, and then we end up with an amount that is available. So we do want to point out that this report will not actually allow you to group by category. It's just specific to the inventory status by lot number. So that wraps up the QuickBooks Enterprise 2024 new features. And I think we're going to go ahead and open it up to help answer any questions that you may have about the presentation today.
All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to pop those into the chat, and Tiffany will be happy to answer.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us for the presentation today too. Appreciate that.
All right, so we have a question from Andrea. How do you import journal entries?
That one, I think that we would end up getting back to you about. I'm not quite sure on the updates, what they're doing with journal entry imports. What we were looking at were lists, like managing your item inventory product lists.
Are they able to use standard costs for inventory costing on desktop?
There are the standard costs are still there. We're looking at the import, if we're still talking about import. And then there are options with the categories to also have some advanced pricing too. Again, these are all new features, so we're still testing the demo file and learning as we go.
Do we know when Enterprise 2024 will be available?
They've had a soft launch here, so I believe, don't quote me, but I believe it is being launched here in the next few weeks. Before the end of the year, it will be available. We should have those dates to provide to everybody.
Is QuickBooks ever going to come up with a way for companies who don't use a traditional year end of 12/30, i.e. fast food restaurants who do a lot of year-over-year based upon a 5/4/4?
They're always evolving. There are different account settings where you can set your end of year currently. That's another thing that I'm sorry, I'm just not quite sure on that one. We'd have to get with Intuit to get a more in-depth answer for that.
All right, well, it looks like those are all the questions that we have. Again, if you think of anything you'd like to ask Tiffany or our team, you can feel free to reach out to us at hello@outoftheboxtechnology.com on our website or the phone number you see on the screen right now. We've got another question from somebody. Will QuickBooks ever put the scan option back?
Yeah, I apologize, guys. Those are more in-depth software questions that would be directly related to Intuit. We don't have that knowledge. I haven't heard of any new scan updates coming up, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. They're constantly evolving new technologies. So that's another one we'd have to check with the Intuit directly to find out what they're looking at for scanning.
And we've got a rep, several reps that we work pretty closely with at Intuit. So we can download a report here where we can see each of you who has asked a question associated with your name and your email, and we will certainly follow up on those questions. If you have any additional questions that arise post-webinar, or if you'd like to get started with a QuickBooks product demo, feel free to reach out again by way of the contact information at the bottom of your screen. I want to thank Tiffany for sharing her expertise and thank everybody who joined us this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are in the country. As a reminder, this recording will be shared with you later this afternoon. And we look forward to seeing you on our next webinar, QuickBooks Payroll 101, scheduled for next Tuesday, October 17th at noon Eastern. Registration information for that webinar will be included in the follow-up email to this webinar and is located on our website. All right, have a great day, everybody, and thanks again, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.